So everything that you said, it's great, but I also think it's a very clear reflection of high self-esteem. So I feel like we know the answer to that, but still, how would you differentiate between high and low self-esteem?
Well, why low self-esteem comes? Core insecurity. You don't believe in yourself. You don't recognize integration of your heart and mind is eternal. That's why low self-esteem. If you're true to yourself, the reflection is not vanity, but humility. There can be pride, but you will always be humble. Because you recognize everything is an opportunity given to you, and you optimize it within the time frame what you have. So high self-esteem is a way of life, and you will always have attitude of gratitude. If you have high self-esteem, you will be accepting responsibility. You will not blame others like low self-esteem. You will see the pain because you are seeing the gain as well.
No pain.
Low self-esteem, absolutely, no pain, no gain, but you don't want sufferings. Low self-esteem people, they want to avoid the pain, they go for sufferings. Everything is a possibility for a high self-esteem person. Everything is a problem for a low self-esteem person. So the choice is yours. Which direction you want? You can only decide.
And would you say that low self-esteem also leads to the non-demarcation of need versus greed? Is that, how would you differentiate that, especially in today's economy? How do we decide
point.
What is a need and what is greed?
What is greed? Excess of anything, right? For example, let's take wealth. We generally correlate to wealth. Anything to settle your subtle body, the aspiration is excessive, it becomes greed. It is dangerous. You take a gambler. He doesn't want to stop anywhere. His adrenal flows beyond comprehension. So he wants more, more, more. Even excessive wealth, you can only be a trustee. You don't need. In lifetime, if you understand, you learn life throughout your life, and you don't need material possession beyond comprehension. You can be happy with limited resources. The happiness, if it is self-driven within yourself, where is it? Greed comes in. Need is there. I need my basic. I need to have a dignity in my pursuit of living. So I have need, whether education or living or basic comfort. But you don't need greed. Greed is dangerous. We have seen infectious greed costed the financial crisis, the human crisis. More and more accumulation of wealth can only give you less and less peace. So the drive towards moderation is ultimate. Drive towards recognition of the fact you are on planet least on a limited time. The more you have a balanced growth, you can be purposeful, meaningful to yourself, your family, the society you belong, the world at large. Right. So greed is dangerous. Avoid. Moderation, need you aspire for, and you will get it if you have that moderation.
Now that you were talking about need and greed and differentiating, I also feel like that leads to your character, your reputation, how you project yourself, right? So character versus reputation, I think they're super important, but how much do you think they actually matter, especially in today's world? Do they still stand taller than many other things?
See, character is within, it's a combination of factors. Reputation, you can manage. Reputation can be inflated or deflated. It can be manufactured. Character cannot. As I said at the beginning, let me repeat again. Your thought becomes action.
Actions become habits.
Action becomes habits. Habits becomes your character.
Character becomes destiny.
Character becomes your destiny. So character cannot be manufactured. It has to come from within. So there are education, experience, and environment. All have to combine together to characterize a person. And apart from your environment, it includes your personal, social, everything is interconnected. So character is ultimate. Reputation, I can manufacture, I can manage it, I can create, I can buy. People do it, right? With affluence, they create. Now, with the social media bringing, you manufacture your reputation. Is it true or not? We don't know. Look at the conflicts around the world, because what is true, what is not true in a celluloid world is difficult to distinguish. And that's the reality.
Okay, and now moving on to, society, power, justice, all of this. What do power and punishment, as much as it sounds very harsh, mean in a society that claims to value justice?
How do you get power? Power by personality, charisma, power by position, whether you deserve it or not, you are in the chair. So you have the power, you have the authority. Power by proficiency, your skill. You can be a prodigy. So you get power on account of your skill naturally within you, right? That's a human gifted by God. So that's also power. Whichever be the form you equip, power is powerless if it is excessive.
Very interesting.
Because it's endangering the solvency of yourself and the interacting personalities. So power for me is unassuming the leadership, be humble to recognize life is an opportunity to enrich in terms of your values, principle-centered values. The mission is important, values are important, and recognizing the power within you is radiant enough to transcend way forward, and you can be more productive and constructive in the whole mission.
Okay, and how do we balance fairness, law, human dignity in this modern system that we live in?
Now, principles of social justice, again, human rights, practicing truth in action. Truth in action is called justice. If you are a fair person, you will give fair judgment in your personal disposition, in your family welfare, in the society norms, in the global pursuit of human dignity. So it's all how good you are, how fair you are as a person. So the pursuit is within you, not outside. That is internal. That's where more and more center of thought leadership synchronized with the mind. And mind is not overtaking your heart. So it is a synchronized judgment, treatment, and also way of living.
Okay, and not just in theory, but in reality and actions, what does true equality and social reforms mean?
Well, true equality is irrespective of your power, irrespective of your authority, recognize the human dignity. Now, authority is only in terms of formal engagements. if you recognize all living souls are equal, your human endeavors will be more driven by love and affection. If you recognize that self-reliance and self-love for a selfless reason, you transcend love to others. I had Farash Pion's office supports. I had my driver. I treated them as equal. My consciousness said, they are one with me. They are my family. I practiced it. Even for my daughter's wedding.
Other daughter's wedding.
Yeah, the first daughter's wedding. The second daughter is due. She has to say whenever she is ready. So, the first daughter's wedding. So we called them. We decorated them. We brought them to our family combination. We treated them as equal. All are equal is the summary. Then it is purposeful, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think now that you're speaking about relationships and how we maintain relationships, so diving into, like I said, relationships, growth, and sustainability. In today's world, we all know we live in a world where followers, likes, all of this exists to such a large extent, and it's such an important part of including my life because I'm also a content creator, right? So how would you describe true friendship when we're living in this kind of world?
Well, if it is friendship, what is friendship? Friendship by convenience. Friendship by opposing someone. Someone else also is opposing. The cross connection becomes your friendship. Friendship of childhood. How long you know a person, how much you know a person is friendship. So friendship comes in different forms. Like power comes in different forms, friendship also comes in different forms. Friendship for entertainment, friendship for spiritual convergence. So friendship is the recognition that we are like-minded in substance. So the purpose of the friendship is to stand shoulder to shoulder in times of need. And that's what matters, isn't it? A fair weather friend can never be a friend. He's an opportunist, right?
Yeah.
So you endure friendship only because it is true to reflection of each other's character sinking together.
And how would you describe the difference between prosperity mindset versus poverty consciousness? I think we've spoken about a little bit about this in our previous podcast, but
Well, I believe in it. Everyone should be prosperity conscious. Why should I be poverty conscious? Let me also, again narrate my personal chip. I'm born below the poverty line. There's nothing to hide, to tell the truth. In terms of economics, but I was always prosperity conscious. I aimed high. That's what I suggest. Poverty or in economic terms, not in intellectual terms. So poverty measurement is economic indicator. It's a social indicator, not in thought leadership, right? If you have prosperity conscious in your thought leadership, you can only be productive. And for example, having gone through challenging times, my immediate thought as a prosperity conscious person is to give it back to society when I start making a living out of it. That's why my two foundations are integral. A commitment to green mission or sustainability is integral part of it. It's giving back. So, prosperity conscious person will not be in a hurry to have short-term greed. He will not whereas poverty conscious, he will live beyond his means. He's debt driven because he knows he's insecure. He will not get this opportunity, so he will be greedy to store, accumulate. Anything which you take, you have to give it back. A portion of it is an attitude of a prosperity conscious person. That's the bottom line. So, poverty conscious person will always be endangering his solvency and creating a debt trap and living beyond his means in pursuit of insecurity. Prosperity conscious person is the other way around. He will be generous, attitude of gratitude, giving back to society, and he is always happy and peaceful because he believes others' happiness is integral part of his happiness.
Okay. And what does balanced growth look like to you, personal and economic?
It is a combination of your persona, isn't it? Say, I don't want this beautiful journey in this living planet when I know it is on lease for a limited space, limited time. Why should I not have a balanced growth? Why should I have a lopsided growth? Miss the other side of it. I need to have good family. I need to have good set of friends. I need good set of profession. I need to be conscious of the society. I need to make sure all the living souls are equal. I need to make sure gender equality comes in. I need to make sure I reduce the income inequality. I have to make sure there is enough living souls in this planet. I need to protect them. I need to make sure I am on lease. I am a co-owner of this earth. I am the co-owner of the sun. I am the co-owner of the soil. I am a co-owner of the wind. I am the co-owner of the sky. So all of us are into this. So my commitment is to recognize this opportunity to be more prosperous through a shared vision and shared leadership. Then my life becomes, when I eventually recognize my judgment day, I'm peaceful, I'm happy, I'm liberated in substance too, because I have done all my duties in this beautiful living journey. That's a honor, living with honor, not living with greed. Living with grace is what we should aim. Living with honor is what we should aim. Then you need a balanced growth. You need to have every stage moderation, giving back, having the basic enrichment, making sure your family is well off, your society is well off, people around you are also more happy than you if you aim at it.
So, in terms of not just in terms of self-care, what does it mean to invest in yourself beyond self-care?
Invest in my physical body. If I don't invest on my physical body, I can't have my endurance in terms of subtle body. All my, like a motor car, it has got limited time. Every part of the body in a car needs to be serviced. So ensuring, if I don't invest on my physical body, then I am going to lose out the transition body as well as the subtle body. It's connecting with the balanced growth. You get your fitness by doing exercise. Digging deep into your senses, you get knowledge. Internalizing it, integrating them within you, you get happiness. That's soul driven, right?
Yeah.
So the purpose of the mission is to recognize a combination of all. So investing in myself is not an option. You sit into the aircraft. When there is an emergency, they ask you to put your emergency jacket first, yourself, so that you can help others, your child and others. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
You don't lose sight of your self in the name of selflessness. You protect yourself so that you can protect the solvency of others.
Fair. And how do we stay rooted in our values in a world where we're living in valuation?
Good question. You have thought through so much. See, valuation changes. Values don't change. The principle-centered values, human designs has not changed for n number of years, right? It's infinity. The living souls have got different forms. Human designs has evolved, but it is the principle-centered values which are driven in human system, human designs, is eternal. For you to be purposeful, meaningful, productive, positive, constructive. And that's what exactly one should aim at. So, there is no short of a free lunch. We have to necessarily recognize, I have to earn the next meal for the sake of others is a drag. Commitment to the society at large is a must. If you run a corporate, you have all stakeholders, shareholders, customers, regulators, society, right? And the investors. So there is a social risk management there. There is a stakeholder set is there. So everything is interconnected in this planet. If you recognize this, it's more meaningful to keep your principle-centered values. Valuation in a company goes up. The market capitalization goes up or down. That's normal. It has to. Right? Now today, it's a good evolution. People who are not investing in ESG or CSR, next to me, next podcast will be by one of the star CSO, Chief Sustainability Officer, you're going to introduce. But he's contributing to society.
Yeah.
Companies who are not investing in CSR and CSO, ESG and CSR rather, their market capitalization get degenerated even in the listed enterprise, Fortune 500 companies. So, commitment to society is equally important because corporate social responsibility is equally important. Environment science is important. Social science is important. Governance is important. Trust and transparency is important.
Yeah.
So these are values which are from cradle to the judgment.
Okay.
You need. Otherwise, life doesn't exist. Without principle-centered values, we are vegetables.
And lastly, but very importantly, I feel like, how would you sort of sum up a sustainable life in one sentence?
A very difficult question, isn't it? But it's quite, it's within me. See, I talked about balanced growth. I talked about sustenance in terms of economic enrichment, human enrichment, social enrichment, social development. Environment, education, society, human development, economics are integral part of the sustainable life. Sustainable living is all about making sure you're consistent, principle-centered, and making sure this beautiful journey, beautiful planet Earth, cosmic systems, celestial powers are embedded as an opportunity to make the best use of it, leave a legacy where the new generation will inherit a better world, better citizenship. That's the purpose.
Okay.
So if you have a sustainable living, then you will create a world where the new generation will inherit a better world than what you had. The future generation should be well off than us. That's the purpose. That's all you can do. Our commitment to this journey is to create a better world and better citizenship to this world, and then say thank you for this beautiful journey whenever you have to pass out.
So I think in one sentence, you would sum it up as the future generation inheriting a better world than the world we live in.
Absolutely. That's the purpose.
And I think this podcast was truly meant for you, because I feel like we spoke so much about your mindset, your values, your inner conscience, all of this that helps shape up a sustainable living, right? And I think this was super insightful, as much as I get to learn from him every day because he tells me these things again and again, just so that I imbibe them. Hopefully, I'm doing a little bit. But hopefully, you enjoyed watching this, and we will see you in the next one.
Thank you for your participation in the green generation. Thank you.